Namaskaram friends. So in this video I am going to talk about life and try to open its different dimension. So today my topic is how people write anything, made anything, build anything, what types of thought processes coming in their mind, and how for a simple problem many, or you can say for a problem there are many different types of solution, because each and every human being is unique in their experience, so they solve any problem with their own technique. For example, if I talk about any perception about God, so many people understand just go in the field, just go in the park and perceive that each and every atom, each and every particle, each and every tree, bird, life, everything is a manifestation of God in different form. Either people manifest it by building, you can say by sculpture, they make a, you can say a beautiful deity out of the rock or the stone, and they invest their energy in that deity and they perceive this as a god. Some people perceive, you can say experience their energy in other human being and they perceive this in a god. That means in different manner people some write about things and they consider writing as a god. So for a simple problem, human being is capable of producing different solution, and different solution vary from person to person, and it may be all the solution is true in different arena. For example, for a simple term, I write about anything, I said about anything, I see that thing, I hear that thing, I smell that thing, I taste that thing, I experience that thing through meditation. That means for any problem, many people have different solution, and all the solution is true. For example, fight is going on, very best and very classic example is in the whole world, all the people, 8 billion people have a division first about either they believe in God or not. If they, how they vary. If not, why not? Okay. If this vary, then why is a fight going between one religion to another religion? What is the perception of God by one people to other people? For example, in Hinduism we have 36 million god and goddesses. Okay. I think 360 million god and goddesses, I think. 36 CR in the Indian numeric. In Islam, they do not worship any figure. In Christianity, they worship only Jesus. In Buddhism, they worship Buddha. In Jainism, they worship Jainas. Okay, in Sikhism, they worship a book. That means different religion perceive God in different manners. Some in human beings, some in great being, some in just open space, some in a book, and method of each and every one is correct. When you look at the surface, now everything looks different, but when you go into the core of each and every aspect of a thinking of the human being, you understand that in every atom same energy is flowing, and each and every energy is connected with each other. We are the creator. Many people perceive how you are the creator. You are the creator because soul is present to you. It may do good thing, it may do bad thing on the basis of your thinking. You said that they do bad thing, they say good thing, because it is your perception. But in their own way, that people do a best for their life. Okay. So my idea is, in today's topic, my idea is how we solve problem. The main two motive of in our life is, first we try to solve any problem, and second we want to do things and do activity which enhance our life. For example, if problem is occurring in the whole world, different types of problem, health related problem, education related problem, environment related problem, family related problem in our day-to-day life, we try to solve it. And when the problem is solved, then we try to do activity to enhance our life, enhance our perception, because our mind is very complicated, our body is very complicated. So if we want to understand our mechanism, if we want to understand the mystery of the creation, mystery of the creator, then first and foremost thing is we have to solve our problem first. Because when you stuck in your problem, how you go beyond that without thinking? For example, if you do not have a food to eat, how you go beyond other thing or thinking about other things which is way beyond the eating of food or just for a survival process? When you can say secure your survival process, then only you move into another arena, because one dimension is secure. If on daily basis you have to go out and earn money for consuming food, for clothes, for home, then you are not capable of experiencing other dimension because your basic dimension is not fulfilled. Okay, so it is the responsibility of each and every human being that first we understand what activity is going on in the whole creation. On the basis of that, we understand our responsibility. We understand our responsibility, how much population is good, how much population of human being is good for the planet Earth, how much population of tree is beneficial for human being, why we do not deforest, due to deforestation cut tree, because trees, forest are a home of birds, animals, many insects. If we cut, we destroy a home of millions of life form. So we have to understand the mystery of the creation, and the very important thing is each and every life have their own life in their own domain. Okay, so there is no point that you are superior, other are inferior, everyone is here to serve humanity. No, we have to understand the complexity, and you can say their complexity, their sophistication, how the whole creation is functioning, how the each and every element of existence, how each and every life form is connected with each other, trade with each other in different you can say a very complex and sophisticated trade activities is going on between soil, between microbe and a leaf of a plant, because you give something, they give something. So that means a very much stock exchange process is going on between soil and a tree, going on between you and a tree. What you exhale, they inhale, what they inhale, you exhale. So we do see many people suffer, many people do things which are not beneficial for their life, for their society, for their family, for the nation. They do not aware, they do not pay enough attention on their life as well as life surrounding their family, life surrounding their nation, their society, their world. Okay, so for example, people say that on many occasions I hear that people say that this method is good, this method is not good, that method is good. But my perception is that each and every method is good until and unless it is derived, or you can say given by a people who devote their time and life completely on finding the solution of that problem. For example, many people understand anything through sculpture, through let's say I want to imagine about nature. So I go out in the nature and I see different tree, plant, birds, animal, and I consider this as a nature. Many people, by writing about nature, they understand about nature. They may not frequently go into the park to study. I go into the park to study nature in their true form. I just sit behind a tree, I just look at the flower, look at the bird, look at the insect, look at the butterfly, and just many dimensions are automatically open in our mind. But many people understand this by reading a book. But when you read a book, any person write that book, and for writing that book, any have to first you can say perceive that dimension by going into the nature. So the solution is either you read a book, either you see any sculpture, either you see any painting, either you see any dance, either you hear any music, either you see any movie. Okay, either you hear any audio. Everything has a 2 and 3 layers. First, it is directly come from the source. After that, it is secondary, then tertiary. So which source we adopt? Let's say for example, I adopt a source of called movie. So when I want to know about the nature and I see movies, so that movie is made by a person. So that person is a secondary. That means whatever thought process come in their mind, for you can say generating that process, he might go into the nature, might he read books or do anything. That means primary. So primary, what you see is a tertiary. That means two mediator is involved from your perceiving that thing of nature. That means you have to manipulate, you have to first understand the mind of the human being who made the movie. That means a mind of a director. Then from which source he gained that knowledge, either go directly into the nature or read a book or talk to the people, whatever the matter. But the best example is, if you want to know about the nature, first focus on the primary source. Because when you first focus on the primary source, real data automatically come in your mind, not a filtered data, not a secondary or tertiary data. direct source of nature is come in your mind, because you are the most sophisticated machine on planet earth. You have 37 trillion cells. Each and every cell have their own activity. When you go into nature and you meditate, each and every cell in your body download up many GB or TB of data into your mechanism, and on daily basis is upload a very sophisticated cloud storage is present in your mechanism. From your birth till now, many data are recorded, or you can say on which activity you are conscious, all types of data is recorded. Even you are not conscious, it is, you can say, stored in an unconscious mind, but it is stored. No any, you can say, hard disk, no any machine are till now capable of storing that much of data. That's why I always emphasize that your machine is the most sophisticated machine. What other machine is capable of, you are capable of more better than that, in terms of storage, in terms of processing, in terms of imagination, in terms of experience, in terms of memorization. Your mind is capable of doing everything, but for that you have to upgrade your machine on daily basis. That means you experience thing, you memorize thing, you imagine thing. Any robot is not capable of imagining anything. Maybe on the basis of data they predict something, but altogether a new imagination any machine is not capable of, because whatever type of data we put into that machine process it, okay, and make a prediction and make a, you can say, mathematical model out of that data, and in future if these types of thing come, automatically it give you a result, because we make a coding and that machine, you can say, make that coding on the basis of a certain amount of data. Okay, then for example, whatever data I collected till now, if I put all the data through whatever method possible into the machine, then machine is capable of predicting thing on the basis of that data. But if we expect that machine you can say predict any new thing altogether completely new, it is not possible, because our machine is so sophisticated, so complex, that we do not always realize that on daily basis what we imagine, what we think, what we experience is completely new. Okay, if you do not on daily basis generally just recycle your data, if you free your mind and you go and meditate in a conducive environment, on daily basis on new types of data is collected in your mind. What activity, how much dedicated and deeply you meditate, how much dedicated deeply you pay attention on anything, that complex and that sophisticated data is downloading in your mind, and on the basis of that data you imagine anything, you experience anything, and you going into the past memorize your past happenings. So it is, everything is happening in your head, in your body, each and every cell, everything pay, or you can say contribute in, you can say, processing the data, and on the basis of that data give some result. Because nowadays debate is going on, machines are trying to invade the territory of human being, job loss is going on, many, you can say, fire, you can say, is going on in the company. More people become jobless when machine technology come. But we have to look at the you can say nitty-gritty of each and every argument. When people say that when machine came, job loss happened, that means machine is doing better work than you in some arena, not in all arena, in some arena. So for example, if your job is to on daily basis go and you can say collect a data about anything, and on the basis of you give result, so robot is easily capable of doing this thing, because no new thought, no new idea is required into it. So it is very important that we have to first figure out that what is the, you can say, what is needed in the world, and what till now whatever types of machine we made, or that job is done by any machine or any lower mechanism than us. Lower mechanism I talk about because when you do not, you can say, keep your body in a good state, you are worse than a machine. That means what a machine can do, you are not capable of doing. But when you open your perception of your mind, when you open the different dimension of mind, then you understand that your mind is capable of imagining, experiencing and memorizing things which a machine is not capable of. But it is possible when you upgrade your mechanism on such a level that any machine cannot beat it. Machine is doing things what types of data we put into it. But for example, for making a food, in many companies, in many restaurants, in many hotels nowadays, people install machine to do things. Human beings just came make this like roti maker, like bread maker, like pizza maker. Now machines are came and it do that work very fast, very rapidly. That means a human being, if human beings made 2 pizza, that machine make 10 pizzas. So so if demand of pizza is going on in customers, then that machine serve very quickly and do very efficiently work. But at the same point, difference between taste, that means when a human being touch anything consciously and made anything, when a machine and made anything, there is a huge difference, because you in your hand now many cells, many senses are there. When you made anything consciously and lovingly, that you can say that love and that experience, that memorization is go into that food, and when human being consume it, it experiencing not just eating a food, it experiencing your love also. But when a machine do it, machine is also showing their love, but it is different from the human being, because human being is the most sophisticated process. So whatever types of touch given by human being for any food is completely different from whatever touch given by a machine to any food. And it is very, you can say, directly impact the health of a human being, because when you consume food made by any machine, and when you consume food made by any human being, just experiment it for you can say 15 days or 1 month, you completely see a drastic change in terms of not what I survive or this and that, a subtle changes in your mind. It is may not important for many human beings, but for few human beings who are less than, I think in nowadays 1%, who consciously try to experience each and every dimension of life in its true form and as close to true as possible. For that people, these things are matters, because nowadays when you go anywhere, I see on daily basis, when I travel now, I see different types of people who have no concern about their life at all. I'm not saying that this thing is good, this thing is bad, but first of all, the first and foremost responsibility as each and human being is that keep your mechanism in a good state. Whatever you do in your life, whatever things you perform in your life, the core goal of each and everything is you want to live a full-fledged life on planet Earth. So in terms of everything, in terms of study, in terms of your, you can say, eating, in terms of your traveling, in terms of your talking, in terms of your just sleeping, whatever activity you do, just try to understand the importance of it, its role in your life, and is it really significant for you. For example, nowadays people spend 8 hours in sleeping on every day. In this manner, if you can say average life of human being is 100 years, that means you spend 1/3 of your life in just sleeping. That means in the whole life you just live 2/3 of the life, because when you sleep, your senses are not in work. When your senses are not in work, that means all world is shut down for you when you go to the sleep. That means data downloaded in your mind is less efficient, less capable than people who consciously woke up in that time period and meditate or whatever activity he do. Because we know that before our birth we are sleeping, after our death we are sleeping. That means we are in an arena. Maybe we take different shape, different you can say mechanism. But for this life form, before our birth we are in a different sphere, after our birth we are in a different sphere. That means we have just 100 years of time. If in this 100 years we spend 1/3 of our life in sleeping, that means we just live 2/3 of the life. But people who just spend 2 to 3 hours in sleep, he live much more life than you. And then debate is going on. It is what types, how number of hours of sleep is good for type of people. It depends on what type of activity you do. If your activity is very much directly related to the physicality, then more amount of sleep is required. When your not more amount of sleep is required, more amount of rest is required. Rest may be through sleep or just simply sitting without messing with your mind. Because when you people do mental work is, you can say, is more sophisticated and complex and important than the physical work. because in physical work some energy is required. In mental work, in processing, in doing anything, much more energy is required. So it is not that when you do physical work you sleep more number of hours, if you do mental work sleep less number of hours. No, because in mental work, in terms of this terminology, mental work is so complex, so sophisticated that it requires more time than the physical. But sleeping is not just a mechanism. Sleeping means you try to keep your body at ease, keep your body at a relaxed position, so that whatever activity you do in next 1 hour or next day, you feeling fresh, exuberant and joyful for that activity. So many people do through different manner, through meditation, okay, just by sitting and doing nothing, that means keep their mind calm. Through sleep there are different methods, but when you meditate now and when you keep calm, so it is better than asleep, because in this process your 5 senses are at alertness and alertness, and you experience, see things, download data in a conscious behavior, and your senses are also open in that time period. So in this manner we have to see the dimension of sleep. What is the best method to relax our body? Second dimension is eat. See, it is such a big, or you can say such a huge problem with that. Now when I travel, when you see that people are eating anything at every time, be it night, be it morning, be it afternoon, be it evening, be it you can say transition period, every time. That means there is no well set rule regulation. This means for which region of people which time is conducive for their eating, because when you eat directly you want to energize your body or want to keep your body well for doing the different activity at different time period. But they eat in the evening, they eat in the morning, they eat in the night, in the afternoon, at any time they eat. Not all, most of the people. So we have to first, people who kept their mechanism in a good state and understand the dimension of food, not just eating tasty food, no, real purpose of food for our life. We have to make policy and program, not directly, or you can say not forcefully implement this in the world, but aware people that this activity is good for your life, and it is vary from region to region, nation to nation and person to person, what type of activity they perform. But it is better that in which time period when you eat, your body is very susceptible and very conducive for that food for that given amount of time. So we have to pay attention on that dimension also, because when I travel, I'm not saying that this time is conducive or good for me, but people who spend some time on this dimension, they explore that dimension, we have to follow their ideas, their thought, their knowledge, because they pay attention on it, and by applying and by you can say adopting that thing, they are healthy. They are doing much more work than us, very rigorously, very sophisticatedly, and in a very complex manner. So we have to adopt that thing. For example, when you want to play a game and you see that any person is play better than you, so you try to imitate the method of that person, no? So it is true for in every arena, not in one field. In terms of education, when you try to solve any problem, you take 10 minutes, any guy solve this problem in just 2 minutes. So your mind click how they solve this problem, so in such a small period of time, and I solve that problem in that period of time. That means I take more time than that guy, and answer is both answer is same. That means problem is solved. So we try to imitate, or you can say try to adopt some methodology of some person. So in every arena, in terms of food, on daily basis we eat. Eating is basically to provide energy to our body, and for our life basically eating is for survival, or you can say for not for survival. If you go beyond the survival process, you try to capture or download the data of the taste through your tongue. That means when you eat or taste different things, different types of information about taste is come in your mouth, and that type of data is downloaded in your mind, and you try to do research or experiment, whatever it is, you have a proper data or knowledge about that aspect. So many methods. So if any person is eat anything and he is more healthier than you in whichever dimension you think of, for example in terms of mental ability, he is more alert, more quick, more conscious than you, and they live in where you live or in any parts of the world they live. So you try to adopt or understand their strategy, at which time he eat, what he eat, why he eat, and why only these things he eat. See, it is true for me also. When I see any person is more healthier than me in terms of mental dimension, I try to understand how they do it. Okay, many people take fees of telling that. Okay, many people tell to other people or aware about that knowledge in free of cost, but many people take money for that, for producing that task in the whole world. So I try to imitate, that means what types of fruit, because that guy have understand and open different dimension about that aspect. That means at which time, what, why, and what is the purpose. So if your core area is that you want to do better or equal, or you can say if you want to keep your mechanism at ease, at the same time you fulfill the purpose of your eating, then you imitate that guy. So it is true for every arena, in eating, in sleeping, in reproducing, in travel, in health and education, in every arena it is true. So first of all, in which arena problem is going on in this world, we first try to pick person who you can say understand that arena very effectively and go much more beyond in that arena that other people are facing it. Or if you say it is altogether a new problem which our ancestor or current generation is not capable of solving the problem. So for that we make a group of people who pay attention on that problem, and on daily basis through experiment, through research, through various methodologies try to find out a solution of that problem. But if a solution of problem is automatically given, wasting money, wasting human resource in that arena is not good, because that problem is automatically solved in the past. Maybe in the present some changes, some updation is required, but the core of the solution is automatically solved in the past. For example, I try to talk about education. Nowadays education means people try to you can say mug up anything, try to reproduce in the examination, they got good marks and they understand that they got educated. No, but this problem is solved in ancient time. Not in every culture, not in every region, but in particular region of the world this problem is solved. Education is not about mugging of things. Education is about enhancing your perception, building or making you a good human being. Try to open different dimension of life. Maybe you do not do, or you can say get marks in one aspect of life, but you do better in other aspects of life. For example, nowadays every parents in the world or in any given region try to send their children into school, maybe in the school for studying science, for studying math, for studying commerce, but maybe that guy is interested in playing. That means you restrict the dimension in which he is better, and you try to forcefully send, or you can say try to tell them that means do these things, this dimension of things. So it is not good. Why it is not good? Because each and every human being have a different types of experiences. Each and every person is unique in terms of their experience, in terms of their perception, in terms of their physicality, it is different. That means each and every human being is capable of doing different things. If you try to mess it off, or you can say cross pollination if happen, like he is interested in playing, their whole mechanism is working for that. When you send them to school to study, it may not work, and you say that your child is not doing well, he is not intelligent. No, he is intelligent in other aspect, but we forcefully send into another aspect. Not just parents, our society, our nation, because when our government do not make policy or do not support people in sports, why people go into sports? Because it not give you a money, it not give you prestige, it not give you a way of life through which you encourage, motivate other people to come into their arena. So for this, due to this, many individuals come in different aspects of life where government is not supported, where family is not supported, but it is the, you can say, will, or you can say it is the aspiration of that human being that they individually come front of in everything. But if we solve that problem on national level, on family level, on individual level, then many number of people, many such number of people come forward and in a large number, and it is better for our society. Okay, so in terms of education, because these things are going on in the whole world, we just destroy the humanity, destroy the intelligence of humanity by forcing them or not awareing them in their life that what is good for your life, what is good for the society. Just think now, if every human being, if people say that education is good and send every human being in the field of education, and if every human being just want to you can say become an engineer, how boring this world is, how boring this world is. Everyone is interested in making a machine, because forcefully we tell them to do that. Then the aesthetic, dance, music, medical, travel, all this aspect is going on. My perception is that you can say for humanity, from their birth till their teenage, from teenage to their adult, try to give them as good atmosphere, as good food, as good knowledge, or you can say about their life, that they make their own choice. Maybe they make good or bad, let them their own. That means if they do mistake, they correct it in the next step. So in this manner we produce a society. First of all, give them good atmosphere, because in a good mood, if you do not provide a good atmosphere, then that flower is not blossoming. Just provide them good atmosphere, good you can say environment in which they do their thing. That means provide infrastructure for playground, provide infrastructure for school, build infrastructure, or let them the nature at least for the people who travel. And when people from their birth to till the 12 of age or 13 of age, when he get exposure of environment, get exposure of good number of, you can say quite good number of people, then their mind is automatically open. What is good for their life, what is good for the society, this thought is automatically came. You do not have to teach anything, send, you can say teach any philosophy, spirituality, whatever, because in your mechanism, intelligence is functioning at their best when you do not mess up with your mind, and that intelligence find its own way in their own manner. And this is good. When you produce these types of generation, we see diversity in the performance of human being, and in every arena, different types of, because human being is capable of doing many things. They are capable of dance, music, art, drama, science, you can say travel, spirituality, philosophy, sports, in every arena. And in every arena, whatever a human mechanism is capable of to in this stage, this stage of evolution, if in every arena what human being is capable of, different types of human being present, so how beautiful the world is. For example, I am a traveler, so I enjoy travel, but when I go when I go to travel, I see nature, I see different types of people, I see variety of plants, variety of flower, different types of tree, different types of mountains, because people do not when people aware their life with the nature, they do not destroy the nature. So in this manner you are capable of seeing as much number of as plant possible, which is benefit, or you can say which is in reality with the current existence. That means in this manner you are capable of seeing the full potential of any tree, a much, you can say, actual number of flower which is capable of producing on this planet for that time period. So in that manner, when we travel now, we see everything what we are capable of seeing in that generation. We also see different types of people in different field. We see health professional who are helping people who are suffering from ailment. We see engineers who build machine, build infrastructure for the well-being of humanity. We see artists who do painting, create music, create dance processes for the aesthetic aspect, or for opening the different dimension of mind through music. When you see players, we see their sports, how they you can say perceive different dimension of their life and invest their time in sports. When we see movies, we understand the mind of the director. When we see, what I can say, adventure, we see how people risk their life in doing this thing. That means we perceive different types of people, different types of nature, and nowadays we do not able to see it, because when we destroy the nature, we destroy many plants, we destroy many flowers, we destroy many fruit, we destroy many mountains. So we are we see things which are not yet in its complete potential. But when we aware people, when we live our life in sync with the nature, then we see more number of flowers. So you can say more number of data is collected in your mind, and through that data we are, when you understand the creation and the cosmos, we reach very close to that data. We, you can say, taste different types of fruit, of different types of taste, of different types of fruit. So data about different taste is downloaded in your mind. For example, and for ideal situation, if every human being is doing what they like to do and or invest their time, what types of problem come in the society, in the nation, in the world, and what he is capable of doing for enhancing the perception of life. For example, one person is doing health activity for solving the problem of health, other person is just producing music. So people say that there is no requirement of music, because when people suffer from COVID-19 or for another disease, requirement of medicine is more. Yes, a musician may devote their time in doing this service, but it doesn't mean that he convert into a doctor. No, music is also healing for many patients. It is not that you have to on daily basis just do activity which human beings suffer. You also enhance or perceive dimension which is try to upgrade or try to enhance your perception. Because only survival process is not good, only solve problem is not good. We also have to understand enhanced mechanism in which we solve the problem, as well as we open the dimension which human being catch, they all other problem is automatically gone. Like meditation, when you meditate, when keep your mind at a ease, at a calm, then many mental problem is automatically gone. No medication, no psychiatrics, no other things are required. So we have to, on daily basis, we solve the problem, but at the same time we also put our energy, effort, our research in the direction to you can say enhance the perception of a human being, or try to do activity which is not yet open, but it is beneficial for the human being, for the lot of number of the people in that time period. Okay, so yeah. So I talk about different types of data collected in our mind. So data related to color, when we see different types of color in the nature, data related to it is downloaded in our mind. Different types of taste, smell, touch, hear, that means what our five senses is capable of, we try to download that data from nature, from human being, for the mind of the man. Because nature doesn't mean only go into the nature, plant, fruit. No, human being is a part of the nature. When you understand, try to understand human being, their activity, their behavior, it is also a part of the nature. So when mind of the humanity is at its best, so whatever types of data we collect from that person is automatically embedded in our mind, in our mechanism, and when we solve a problem, we inspire from it, or we take a data and give a solution of that problem to other human beings. So it is very important that most number of people solve their problem automatically. If not, they take the help of the other people, and people who solve their problem and reach to a point where he is not suffer anymore from any other problem. These types of human is required to solve the problem of the for the humanity. Because what is happening on in the nature, when you see the complexity, is who made it, who is the creator, is doing their best job. But many people do not understand the magnanimity, the complexity of the nature, and they try to turn against themselves. That means your mind turns against you. So we have to solve the problem which is created by the human being, and understand the nature, and also understand that we are part of the nature. And in this manner, when we perform things, when we do things, we are enhancing our mechanism, we are solving our problem as well as the life of the human being. Spirituality is the very classic example of it. In spirituality, it is stated God is present in each and every particle. Okay, and every life form is connected with each other. So when you try the well-being of your life, that means you try the well-being of all life, because all life is connected. If you can say fulfill your dream, that means you want to live a good full-fledged life. So when you apply that idea in the world now, in the manner you want to travel safe, you want to see good now you want to see the faces of peaceful man or enjoyful man. You want to see the nature in its true form. You want to, you can say, do adventure with your risk, but that types of place is available. So for that you want to stay in any place which is very conducive, very friendly for your life, for your mechanism. So for that other people are also involved in hospitality, you can say, in tourism sector. When you go to a hotel, many number of people are involved for your you can say check in, check out, providing your room. When you go into the nature, many you can say guides are available. When you travel, many drivers are available. When you talk to people, that people give their time for your talk. When you see nature, that means many people do not destroy it, that's why you see it. That means if you want to live a good full-fledged life, many people are involved. And when you try to do your whatever activity you do on a large scale, on a, you can say, on a full scale, then all human being is, you can say, connected with your task. That means your well-being is directly or indirectly connected with each and every atom of the creation. That means your well-being, that means well-being of each and every atom of the creation. When you perceive this, when you understand this, then your life is like blossoming in itself. Because when you perceive this, when you understand this, that there is no difference between your life and other life, you do not harm that life. You do not, you can say, without any reason try to curse that life. You do not try to degrade their life. Because when you understand that each and every particle is connected with you and you are present in each and every particle, then whatever you want for you, you want for each and every particle, each and every life, each and every animate and inanimate object. And in this manner, you do what is best for all the humanity, for all the life form. So this is a very small lecture. This is a very small lecture on the different dimensions, different aspect of life. And I hope you love this video and enjoy this video, and through this video you enhance your life, you solve your life, and try to spend time in the nature, not in just forest, in the whole world, and see things, perceive things by your own, and then try to apply this knowledge in each and every spheres of the creation, each and every dimension of your life. So I hope you love this lecture and you enjoy this lecture. So namaskaram, thank you.